Hi, I'm Jessica Rowboat. I'm a singer-songwriter from Queens, New York, and today I'm here playing some music for Amplified. I started playing music very early on. Both my parents are performing artists, as is my brother. My sound, I would say, is a lot of influences of how I grew up. I grew up listening to a lot of my parents singing Indian classical. I grew up listening to a lot of gospel. So I feel like it's hard to describe, but I ended up somewhere in the folk soul place. I have a performance series, Martin, that I've gigged with for about 7 years now, and that's probably my go-to. It's a great road guitar. I also have my Fender that I play, my Strat, and that one's just a pretty easy transition from acoustic to electric.
But alright, I don't blame you. I hope you have a nice life, you and my Canon 70.
Camera song is just me and the acoustic, which is a lot of my songs. And I wrote it for someone who, whoever it was, stole a Canon 70 from a Nissan Altima a couple years ago. I'm still looking for him, so couldn't find him, so I wrote him a song, or her, I don't know. And that's Camera Song.
When I went up over that hill on a change, I didn't tell you where I was going, if I'd ever be back. And I'm sorry.
To Kill is kind of a heavy song. It's about trying to kill yourself. It's about sort of navigating that feeling and learning how to live in a different way and learning how to handle the feeling of being too overwhelmed, but still kind of finding a way to find love in that situation and finding a new way to continue living.
10 million stars all wanna say the same thing, that I was made for you and you were made for me.
Juniper is probably one of the oldest songs that I played today. I wrote that 6 or 7 years ago. It has sort of transformed from the first time that I wrote it. It has a little bit more instrumentation on it, specifically with the percussion that I'm wearing around my feet. That's a Indian classical dance instrument, or basically they're called kunguru, and that's what Indian classical dancers wear on their feet, and that's how they keep rhythm. It's a really beautiful sounding instrument, and I feel like it works really well on the feel of that song.
Do you know by the way the wind blows, if we'll be here still tomorrow?
The fourth song is a song that I wrote last week. It's super raw. I think you could probably hear that on there. But I've started to write on the electric, which is really fun, on the Fender. And it is a song about the initial feeling of when a new president was elected that Saturday, which was wonderful. And then that Sunday, when the Sunday scaries kind of kick in, and you wonder if anything will change. And you hope that things will change, but it's kind of the comparison of feeling like, you know, there are a lot of people that want to change things, and if you compare that to yourself and how many times you've tried to change something and it just kind of stays the same.
No use to change things.
I have tended to write a lot of stuff that, even the stuff that's on Spotify and the albums that are on there, sort of in my bedroom, produce them in the same place, and, you know, bounced ideas off of my family and my friends and put it out that way. Yeah, still sort of navigating the idea of producing a full-blown project because of I guess the toll that it can take
if you're interested in photography.
So we're here in a small brick-walled studio in the East Village. Having listened to Jessica's music in preparation for the shoot, I made my microphone selections to best capture her performance and get a sound that's going to be true to what her style is. Thinking about what vocal microphone selection I wanted to make for the artist, I was in between two very popular choices for myself, my own microphone collection, between a Neumann TLM 103, which I did go with on the electric guitar amplifier, and a Rode K2, which I ended up going with on the vocal, for vocals. Reason being that the Rode K2 is a large diaphragm tube condenser. It's a little bit of a warmer sound with a variable pickup pattern between omnidirectional, cardioid, and figure eight. So I figured that it's going to give me a little more flexibility to bring out a little more warmth in the sound, as opposed to the TLM 103, which is going to give me a much flatter frequency response and something that just sounds a little clearer on the top end, whereas the K2 is giving me a little more warmth. I took a little bit of a chance miking the acoustic guitar today. I wanted to try out two Rode TF5s. These are their top-of-the-line pencil condenser microphones, and I put them in a coincident pair or XY pattern. I wanted to capture the acoustic guitar with a stereo field, something that I hadn't really tried before, with a isolated vocal, and I figured that a simpler setup today was a great chance to try that out. Naturally, one of the pitfalls that I fall into with a stereo microphone pattern on an acoustic guitar for an artist that's singing while playing the guitar is phase cancellation and comb filtering between now the three microphone sources, the K2 and both TF5s. We will be using in post-production Sound Radix's auto-align post to phase align all these microphones to her vocal, and at that point my hope is to be able to play with the stereo field of the TF5s so that I do get some stereo width on the sound source while also bringing that vocal center and having it be full and free of any sort of negative cancellations. And we went with a Shure SM57 for a little tambourine that she plays with her foot on one song.
Love it won't curdle, no use to change things.
You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, and also some of my videos on YouTube.